Okay, I'd now like to invite up on stage Dana. Dana is the CEO of Nomad in Jordan. So thank you very much.
Flexibility, agility, mobility. This is the world today. Yet, the retail real estate sector remains silent with no actions of adaptability for today's needs. Hi everyone, I'm Dana Alfayez, founder of Nomad, the marketplace for renting short-term retail spaces in MENA region. Anyone who has dealt with landlords can tell you it's not fun. Today, the retail real estate sector is only offering long-term rental options, which translates into high rental fees, high setup costs, and high risks on businesses and brands, which imposes a burden on these brands and businesses, making renting a space a nightmare. Not to mention that landlords are also losing a business opportunity while these spaces are left vacant. And the more these spaces are left vacant, the less desirable they become. This is where we come in, to redefine the landlord-tenant dynamic. Our solution, short-term retail spaces, where we provide, where Nomad is a platform to provide anyone with an idea the access to retail spaces. So let me tell you how it works. From the landlord's perspective, we list and manage these spaces on behalf of the landlords through a revenue sharing model. Meanwhile, tenants are searching, booking these spaces for a flexible duration that ranges from 1 day to a maximum of a year and pay upfront. Our business model is space as a service, where we are charging 30% commission based on rental fees from the landlords. Meanwhile, tenants are paying for additional services such as store fit-out, furniture, and basic services such as brand managers. And they can choose from basic to turnkey solutions. Nomad is creating a win-win solution for businesses and landlords, where landlords are generating 3 times the revenue from the long-term traditional lease, while tenants are exposing their brands and businesses and generating extra income and exposure. So the global market size of short-term retail spaces and pop-up shops is worth $50 billion worldwide or globally. While this market is relatively still new, there are global competitors and global players in the internationally, such as Appear here in the UK and Storefront in the US. However, in our region, we don't have, or there are only shy attempts and fragmented efforts into creating this solution for this problem, which also gives the way and lead the space for Nomad to reign on top. Our go-to-market strategy was to introduce the concept of short-term retail spaces in Jordan, and this is where we created a thematic pop-up experiences, and we've built a community of brands and businesses using these spaces for a short-term period of time, as well as we have ventured into the F&B sector and offered pop-up eateries and restaurants for brands to access these spaces in premium locations. In just 18 months, we have served over 280 brands in Jordan. We have orchestrated 65 solo and shared pop-up experiences and have activated 10 spaces in Amman, generating a total revenue of $85,000 in just a year. And we are trusted by many real estate establishments in Jordan. So, as I told you before, we have introduced the concept of the shared pop-up experiences and built the community of brands and businesses. In 2022, we have launched our platform and transitioned into booking the independent pop-up stores, as well as introduced our add-on services. In 2023, we have managed 10 spaces, and we're currently seeking regional expansion in Saudi, and we have initiated discussions and with partners in Saudi and Dubai. We are raising $500,000 US to capitalize on the untapped potential of this market, as well as expand regionally in major retail cities in the region. Meet the tribe. We are women leading the real estate game in MENA region, and coming from a nomadic culture, this is my great-grandfather who has always believed that nomadic freedom is luxury, and this is where we aspire to bring this freedom to the business and the real estate world. Thank you. Thank you.
First question is, what's the use of funds?
For
The 500,000, what is it for?
working capital and regional expansion. Yeah, and building the platform further.
And do you see that you have the same customers continuously using spaces, or do you see that a customer uses a space temporarily while they're trying to find a long-term space? Or
Well, we have multiple, we are seeing customers and clients who are recurring and booking our spaces along the year for their pop-up spaces and for their presence in the offline market, whereas some of them are coming to test the location as a premium location, and this is where landlords are seeing us as an anchor tenant, where we are bringing long-term tenants to their developments.
do you know what percentage of the actual tenants are recurring tenants?
Recurring tenants.
Yeah.
We've started like 2 years ago, so
Yeah.
it's very like nascent. So basically, I think it's around 20%.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Good pitch.
Thank you.
In terms of can you tell me more about the regulation for these pop-up rentals? Is there any regulation that you need to be mindful of?
As Nomad or as the
Nomad.
tenant?
As Nomad.
Okay, so what we do is we partner up with the landlord through an on-site, or how do you say it, on a partnership and an agreement, and then we sign with the tenants. So the tenants sign with us. So there are no regulation that limits us.
So it's like a sublease almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Sublease.
And then who sets the price? So do you negotiate one price between you and the landlord, Nomad and the landlord, and you set the price with the tenant, or how do you determine price?
Well, we agree with the landlord on a like a range of price that could be like the minimum and the maximum for the daily, for the weekly, and for the monthly. And this is where we agree on these terms. And this we can play with the price range with the tenants.
And last question for me. You've had a lot of pop-up shops happening, or retails. Have you found that it's been more long-term or more 1 day, 2 days, 1 week? What have you found the experience so far?
So I can tell you with an average, the average pop-ups or the bookings for the shared pop-ups or like the events are taking like from a week to 14 days, but the independent stores are booking, or like independent pop-ups are booking a month. That is the average of a month. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the pitch. I like it. I like the idea. I mean, I've seen a couple of these businesses, and I always thought it was a great idea. I don't know whether we don't see more of this. I was wondering a couple of things. First, is this 30% commission standard? It's like what others in London, the competitors in London and in the US, they were telling us basically what they charge, or is it standard? Because I think it's high.
Yeah. Well, we're taking advantage of being the first one in the market.
So what is the real commission once you have set up you have settled the business?
So if we can say 20% to 25%, so which is also as well high, considered high, but also the short term comes with a higher price.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the other question I had is, once you signed with a landlord, does that give you it's like a long-term contract, And is there any restrictions of the type of brands that you can bring, like the pop-up brands that you can bring into that space?
Sorry, again?
Once you have signed with the
Yeah.
with the space,
Yeah.
okay, is there any limitations in terms of the brands that they allow you to?
Yeah, some of them, like they have a criteria.
I'm thinking about my
become-
competitor in my own store.
Well, I got your point because we have witnessed some things, but it's not on a contract, like it's not listed on the contract. So you might say like if there is an exclusivity for one brand in you can mention like okay, you can't have such brand in this store,
But it's not by default, so it might happen.
Exactly. So it's a term that could be added, but we haven't have it in our previous.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.